I'm back, Rhodes for the Matrixx and Rhodes show. Let's talk about Halloween Ends because it looks like it's an unmitigated disaster coming down the pipeline for David Gordon Green when it comes to box office, when it comes to the audience reception to this turd of a Halloween movie. I gave it a 5 out of 10. You may be like, well, that's middle of the road. I should not be giving the last entry of a Halloween trilogy that brings back Jamie Lee Curtis, ends her story as Laurie Strode, in Michael Myers' triumphant finale, should not be a 5 out of 10 movie. That should be a 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10. We should be talking about a horror epic. That's not what we got. In fact, we got what I would consider at this point to be maybe even a little false advertising. And some real hate on me, from me, to this movie, Friday the 13th, A New Beginning style. You can read between the lines there. If you have not seen this film, we will drop some spoilers in here, but boy, as of right now, the box office is not going well for what's supposed to be, me winking at you, Michael Myers running amok through Haddonfield one last time. Except that's not exactly what we got, now was it? Let's get to this deadline, then we will check Rotten Tomatoes because it is not going well. Halloween Ends, opening lower than expected with a $43 million opening. Oh, good old mainstream media already trying to cover that ass. Is the day and date Peacock release to blame? Question mark. Saturday box office. Let's be real. If you saw this on Peacock and this was the epic ending that we should have gotten to the Michael Myers trilogy, the Halloween trilogy, the latest and newest, slickest incarnation, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, which was freaking awesome. And then we got this steaming pile of shit. Let's get to it. There's about 10 million missing from the current theatrical marketplace this weekend. There's more than that. Projections for Universal, Blumhouse, Miramax, Trancas Halloween Ends were expected to come in around $55 million. Now, it's looking like $43.4 million. Clearly, tracking didn't account for the theatrical day and date factor. Of course they did. Of course they factored that in when talking about potential box office gross. But if you're trying to hide the fact that this movie is well underperforming, that's the kind of bullshit spin you're going to use. Yes, it's a profitable gross against the film's $30 million production cost. Uni's theatrical distribution and its date execution and studio's marketing aren't to blame here. Those departments didn't do anything wrong. Also point a finger at Paramount's third awesome weekend for Smile. I have not seen it, but I hear it's a good horror movie. I'm going to check it out and do a review. I don't even think Halloween Ends C+ cinema score is a reason here. The lowest grade in the recent franchise subset trilogy from David Gordon Green. However, as one razor-sharp studio executive points out, it's hard to underestimate the day and date factor. Clearly, despite the fact that Peacock, on which Halloween Ends is also available, is in a 15 million paid subscriber home, a low number next to the competition. Ruh-roh. That is not good. Riddle me this, Jeff Shell. So you take a branded film, deflate its optics by making it a day and date with a headline lower box office number in exchange for financial streaming viewership and subscriber numbers, which can't be immediately publicly disclosed. Or will it be disclosed weeks from now? Or will it never? Or will it be leaked to the Wall Street Journal? And this is done at a time when the theatrical part of the business is starving and lacking product, and when Wall Street is falling out of love with streaming. It doesn't matter that Halloween Ends is going to gross more than Barbarian or Don't Worry Darling. Of course it will. It's a franchise movie. Duh. The point is, money is being left on the table. A reminder that equity players in Halloween Ends are Blumhouse, Trancas, and Miramax, who were bought out whole for this experiment, and Uni is only getting a distribution fee. Wow. So this is not going well. This is not going well for Halloween Ends. Essentially, if you think about it, by not going completely theatrical, there's about $5 million, which isn't going back to Universal this weekend in pure film rental. Possibly more will be lost as day-and-date movies have a big drop. Halloween Kills plummeted 71%, and that was on Peacock too. Whatever NBC Uni makes in Peacock subscription fees is theirs to keep, not to share with the exhibition. Right now, there's a deal going on where you can get Peacock for $19.99 a year. So is NBC Uni banking on more than 250,000 subscribers to show up? Will those subscribers stay? Who's your demo by having Halloween Ends go day and date? Question mark. Older people, question mark, because the 18 to 34 bunch drove most of Halloween Ends business at 65%. The conventional wisdom is that streaming subscribers who sign up for movies don't stick. They stick around for series. Halloween Ends is a 2.5 on post-track, 64%. If business slows down tonight due to word of mouth, it will be impacted at the same time on OTT. Not exactly a win-win. So what they're saying here is, look, just because it's available on Peacock does not mean, like, in other words, you're not going to see the box office drop and Peacock hold where it's at or even go up. That's not going to happen. When the box office drops, generally speaking, so does the watches on streaming around or exactly at the same time. This is a disaster. This is another director that, once again, in Hollywood has subverted expectations and not given the audience the story that they were seeking in this. I was very vocal in my review about the fact that when you show up to a Halloween movie, particularly the last one, you are looking for Michael Myers to go on a rampage until he meets up with Laurie Strode in what should be an epic finale. I said the last 25 minutes of the movie is damn good. The first hour and 24 minutes, I gave a 1 out of 10. It was terrible. It was trash. Let's just flip it over. We're going to check some of the feedback from the fans because it's bad. It's bad. This is Halloween right here, 2018, 71% audience score. I do not care about the critic score. I don't. Okay? I care about what do the fans of this franchise think. 71%. That is 2018, okay? Halloween Kills, 66%. Clearly, like me, the critics didn't like the movie. I did. I was amongst the 66% of the audience that liked the movie. But it is bad news for Halloween Ends. 39% critic score, 57% audience score. The audience is pissed off. The word of mouth on this movie is going to be awful. It's going to be terrible. I mean, of all times, for you to pull what you pulled in yanking precious kills from the main character, not in the last film. Okay? We're trying to see a triumphant Wyatt Earp-like tombstone ride of death and destruction through Haddonfield by Michael Myers. Okay, Michael Myers. That is him along with Laurie Strode, that are your two characters that people are showing up and putting their asses in the seats. Let's look at some of the reviews from people. Very disappointing for true Halloween fans. Jamie Lee Curtis is worthless for this franchise. She did a money grab with H2O, duped the fans again with this trilogy. Halloween Ends is pathetic. Wow, that guy. He even went after He even went after Jamie Lee Curtis. Wow. He didn't kill, nor was he present enough. Just not enough Michael Myers. Do you want to know what you don't want to hear from fans? Just not enough Michael Myers. This was a disgrace to the legacy of Michael Myers. So disappointing. Wow. And I'm going to tell you, the gore factor was way down. Way down. So bad. I'm a huge Michael Myers fan, but even this was a stretch. But you have to see the end, right? Question mark. I like the saga. I like that the saga has ended. I dislike the entire film. Disappointing, boring, and weird. My God. The story, and this is the one that kills this movie. The story didn't focus on two main characters at all. And the battle at the end would have been okay, but it was too short. Those of us that waited decades for this, it was a huge letdown. They've got a real problem with this film. They really do. The movie was terrible. The story was blah. The intro was the most interesting part, and after that, I lost interest. I didn't even like the intro. I hated it. 40 years in the making, and this is how you wrap it up? This was an utter disappointment. I was so excited to see this movie, but this was horrible. How are you going to make Michael a side character in his own final movie? Exactly what I was talking about. Plus, to make him that weak after Halloween Kills made absolutely no sense. This movie is just terrible. Whoever wrote this shouldn't write another movie ever. Man, the fans are pissed off. Horror fans are pissed off. Michael Myers fans are pissed off. If you're a Michael Myers fan, if Michael Myers is your jam in Halloween movies, then you are livid right now. You are truly livid. One of the greatest horror icons we have ever seen. And they shit all over him in this movie. It's absurd. Look, I know this guy talks about Michael being sort of broken down in this movie. It did make sense for me to see him like that because he's aged 4 more years. Michael's an old man. And he got the shit beat out of him in Halloween Kills. But that wasn't the point now, was it? It wasn't. It was the fact that you sidelined Michael Myers in this movie. I don't care if he is old and decrepit. You give Michael the kills in this film. You didn't do that. My God. It is unbelievable. Now the movie is already $13 million under box office expectation for the weekend. Word of mouth is not going to help this. I promise you, there will be a Sunday or Monday follow-up on the box office because it's only going to get worse. We've seen this with a lot of franchises. You stray from the formula and you die. Tell me what you think, Matrixx and Rhodes Show fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now.